In the year 2000, India's retail landscape was almost entirely local. For the average family, daily shopping meant a short walk to a neighborhood market, where vendors were familiar faces. A shopkeeper like Ram Lal, running a small grocery in Bihar, would open his doors at 6 a.m. and stay until 10 p.m. That grueling schedule was the price of serving 500 customers every single day. The business functioned on the Kata system, a physical ledger of credit. It was an economy built on delayed monthly payments and a high degree of personal trust between the merchant and the community. But today, those 500 daily customers have dwindled to 250. Ramlal's profit margins are shrinking, and the business his family built is struggling to stay solvent. Ramlal didn't suddenly forget how to run a store, and his work ethic never slipped. But the market's gravity has shifted, pulling his customers away from the counter and toward a new logic of convenience and price. The first wave of disruption arrived around 2005. Massive, multi-level megastructures began appearing in major cities, shifting the center of commerce from neighborhood streets to centralized corporate-owned spaces. These supermarkets offered an experience the local kirana could not provide: air-conditioned aisles, organized shelves, and thousands of distinct products all available under a single roof. Corporate chains leveraged their massive bulk buying power to secure lower prices for manufacturers, passing on deep discounts to consumers that small independent shopkeepers simply could not match. By the end of this decade, the baseline expectation of the Indian consumer had changed. Shopping was no longer a simple errand. It was now defined by the pursuit of variety and price. Then, starting in 2013, the sudden availability of cheap smartphones and 4G internet connected millions of people to the digital world almost overnight. E-commerce platforms placed an infinite inventory directly into the consumer's pocket, allowing people to order household essentials without ever leaving their homes. After 2020, this evolved into quick commerce. New logistics networks began promising hyper-local grocery delivery in as little as 10 to 20 minutes. This was a fundamental shift in the retail paradigm. Traditional commerce required the customer to travel to the inventory. Today, the inventory is expected to travel to the customer. On a national scale, this disruption optimized supply chains and created millions of new logistics jobs, allowing manufacturers to reach markets with unprecedented speed. However, this new definition of convenience turned the local shop's traditional model into a liability. A stationary store on a quiet street could no longer compete with a fleet of scooters on every corner. Does this mean the inevitable end for traditional shopkeepers like Ram Lal? The answer came through Ram Lal's son. He realized the shop didn't need to close. It needed to integrate the very technologies that were threatening it. They began by installing digital payment systems. Adopting QR codes removed the friction of cash and provided a digital record of the old manual ledger system. They also started taking orders through messaging apps and coordinating their own home deliveries, reclaiming the convenience they had lost to the apps. To lower their costs, they turned to online wholesale platforms, bypassing traditional middlemen to buy inventory at the same rates as their corporate competitors. This diagram illustrates the phygital model, a hybrid system where a business uses digital tools to achieve scale while maintaining its physical presence in the community. The merchants who survive the next era of commerce will be those who recognize that they cannot fight time. Success lies in blending the logistical speed of the future with the trusted relationships of the past.